Today's topic is the problem of religion. So, when Elizabeth was crowned Queen in January 1559, she faced a number of problems, and one of the most pressing, if not the most pressing, was the fact that the country was bitterly divided by religion. Now, it had been a Catholic country for over 1,000 years, and then her father Henry comes along and decides to change all that. And the 20 years prior to Elizabeth's reign had not one, not two, but three major changes to the official religion of the land. And because of this, Elizabeth inherits a history of religious divide and dispute and tension, and it's really starting to affect the prosperity of the country. So, the religious problems of Elizabeth. Take it away, Elizabeth.
I have many religious problems. First of all, I am a Protestant and so cannot restore the authority and teachings of the Pope. That would be unthinkable. The most powerful countries in Europe are Catholic, but I am Protestant and my country is Protestant. Religious changes in the past have caused rebellions. I need a national church which most of my people can accept. I want the country to be united, and I do not wish to punish people for their religious beliefs. Mary, Queen of Scots, my cousin, claims that she is the rightful Queen of England, and many Catholics support her. Most people in England are Catholic, although my government is mainly Protestant. What shall I do?
So, by 1559, more than half the population of the country were Protestants, and some of them were extreme Protestants, known as Puritans. They believed in a very simple faith, and they bitterly rejected the rich decoration and elaborate ceremonies of the Catholic Church. They wanted to wipe out all traces of the country's Catholic past. They wanted to persecute Catholics who refused to convert and get rid of Catholicism in England and Wales once and for all. Now, to the Pope and many foreign Catholics, Elizabeth simply had no right to be Queen. They considered her to be illegitimate, the illegitimate daughter of Henry VIII, whose divorce of Catherine of Aragon had not been recognised by the Pope, thereby making the marriage to Anne Boleyn, Elizabeth's mother, illegal. And support for this view also came from the Catholic King of France, Francis II, who proclaimed that Mary Stuart, Queen of Scotland, was the rightful ruler of England, not Elizabeth. Many Catholic extremists living in England and Wales wanted to get rid of Elizabeth and replace her with a Catholic monarch. This was to prove a long-running problem for Elizabeth, who had to face a number of Catholic plots trying to replace her as Queen. So, what were Catholic beliefs? Let's have a look. Well, obviously, the Pope was head of the Church. Cardinals, archbishops, and bishops were to help the Pope govern the Church. Church services and the Bible were to be in Latin and read only by priests. Churches should be highly decorated. Priests should definitely not marry. And when the bread and wine was given during Mass, a miracle took place, with the priests having the power to turn the bread and wine into the actual body and blood of Jesus Christ. The long word for this is transubstantiation. Now, this is not what Protestants believe. Protestants and Puritans, they believed that this was all wrong. It's all wrong. So what did they believe? Well, tell us, Mr. Puritan. What do you believe?
Catholicism is sinful and evil. The true beliefs are as follows. The monarch should be the head of the church. Archbishops and bishops should help the monarch govern the church. Church services and the Bible should be in English, which everybody could read. There should be little or no decoration in churches. We believe that spending money on elaborate church decoration is against the teaching of Jesus and is sinful. Priests, of course, should be allowed to marry, and the bread and wine given during Holy Communion, it remains bread and wine.
These are big problems for Elizabeth. And I suppose the question now has to be, was she able to solve them?